Evening all, and welcome back to Factory Town. So, I'm going to start this episode off by changing up some of our little rail system here. I want to change the pickups on our barns for flour, and also the ones down here. I'm going to change it to be this little system here, rather than being the way it is. Just before I started recording here, I started the camera up and noticed we had a jam here on the milk system again, which wasn't a problem, was it? One of these had a jam on it. I can't remember which one now. Might not have been the milk one, might have been the leather one. Not sure. But there was a jam on it, and it's obviously not ideal. Not really sort of the way we want to do it. I'd also like to change up this system here, dropping off into the animal feed, because I've noticed that we're getting a lot of carts going on the animal feed coming along. They can't come down here because this rail's in use. So I need to change this up a little bit, and clearly we also need to change something up here as well, because that cart went the wrong direction. So let's remove the rail there and bring this all to a stop, and see if we can't change this up a little bit to just be a bit different. I'm thinking of as well. Perhaps it might be time to move this rail down to the other side. Have it down here, dropping off in the back. I'm just really not sure whether I want to actually do that or not, or whether we want to. Well, no, I don't want to actually do that, because I do want to have it so that it does one of each, rather than so it feeds that one, then this one, then that one, rather than just going along and dropping off in the first one first, because that would not work very well. So right. So this system's okay, but I just need to sort of fix it up and change a few things up to make it a little bit smoother. So let's get rid of all the logic here. And then just change the rails up to being but we don't actually want it like that there. No, we want it straight. That was a mistake. Right, I have to put that back in again. And we then want to go down, 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 and down. And then we want that way, so the trains can never cause problems. Okie dokie. Right, so I think I desperately want to change this over to being coming down like these, coming down 2 and going up, because that's yeah, it's just not quite working. But not sure how I'm going to do that yet with this one here. Could just have the rails crossing, I suppose. Get rid of these bridges. It was a good idea for spreading them all out, but I'm just not sure whether it's actually required. Let's do that. Let's bring these all down. Again, it seems like we're going around in circles, which we probably are. Oh, and we missed one there. There we go. Right. Not that that actually matters because we need to move this around a bit. So, look, see here. If we remove all those, I have to remember to put this all back in again. Oh, what was that one for? Oh, that was for the ball function for wool, but we only have one source of wool, or one return of wool now, so that doesn't matter. Okie dokie. Right, so first and foremost, let's put in, how have I done this here? Inventory sensors. Put in one, we'll remove that ball function and put it back in. And we'll put in some math blocks. 2, 3. Okay, run a rail up. Down there, down there, down there. Do like so. Oh dear. That. So you're off. You're going straight, which is fine, and you turn off there. Right. So that should work. Wow, I completely have a new respect for how the actual rail system works, because that's making sure the lines do this and that and the other, and oh, that's yeah. Okay. So you are going to be set to that one there, and you're going to be set to animal feed, not flour, animal feed, and you're going to be linked to that block there. And then you are going to be set to, if it's less than, I'm going to say 100 this time around. So, if it's less than 100, they'll come down, which might mean that 2 or 3 carts come down and drop off. It shouldn't do, because this should spread them out, but it'll just keep them topped up. Well, I'm tempted to do 150, 150, so this one gets more of a more feed, because I think it's going to be the one that's struggling a bit, but yeah, we'll leave it at 50 for the minute. So animal feed, offset, link to that, and less than 100. Then same for you, link to that. Animal feed, link to that, and that is going to be less than 100. Okie dokie, right. And I would like a ball function, which is going to go there, to be, was this an OR? Yes, it was an OR, wasn't it? And we also going to need ball functions there, 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 as well as each one of these. I think how I simplified it here. Yeah, they were AND functions, weren't they? Yep. Okie dokie. Right. So yeah, these are all going to have to be AND gates. Oh no, don't link them to. No, unlink them. Yep. AND gate. Yes, untick. I've got to say, I do hope the blueprint system comes along at some point soon, because it would be very nice to be able to just copy this and paste it down again. I know that's something that there was going to be planned, probably way off yet, it's not a priority, but it'd be quite nice having a blueprint system that just allows me to copy everything in one go and job done. Okay, so you want to be linked to that one, and you want to be linked to that one. You're the same, that one and that one. You are going to that one, going to one. Okay, so that's an OR gate. So if any of them want animal feed, this will be true. So this wants to be set to these ones over here once we change this, because I want to change it up as well. Okay, so it was a sensor, a pusher, and a math block. Boom, inventory sensor. All those spaces there, and a math block, which equals 0. And I realise that won't work. Nope, copying them does not work. But that's fine. That's fine. Okie dokie. Equals. I did not want to link that up. Okie dokie, right. And then all we need to do is go, you go to that block, you go to that block, you go to there, and then we do that all the way around. And then the last thing to do is to connect up the actual things to where we need them to be. So, milk, connect to the milk pot. Flour and coal doesn't matter. Cloth, connects to the cloth one. Chicken connects to the chicken one. Leather connects to the leather one. And wool connects to the wool one. Okay, so we've got a few there that aren't being used, but that's not important. Right. Okay, so let me connect that to that one, just temporarily to make sure it's all working, and that is all working. So, right. We have our little leap here. I might move that back a little bit. I think that's a bit too close. See, now they're all above 100, so they're not going to be doing anything right now, but the system is working now. It's actually doing what it needs to do. It's producing stuff, and we're not going to get any of those weird bottlenecks going on that I had up here. So I think for the future, that's how I was going to do it. I think I like the system here where we had the long one there. It makes sense for long runs, but only if you've got a long run doing something. It might make sense for the stone here, for instance. because as far as I'm aware, stones are going to be really used in 1 or 2 places, so it's not a priority. So having the odd train come off down a loop all on its own to grab and come back in, I think would be fine for that. There's no point in having it going all the way around doing that sort of thing. So, right, okay. Now, there is another little problem here. I can't actually toggle off things like meat and beef and stuff like that. I've just realised. So I've got loads of carts that have picked up beef and stuff, and eggs, which aren't actually of any use to me whatsoever right now. And in fact, I don't think of use to me at all, because we decided to settle on just sandwiches. And sandwiches just don't require anything like the eggs or anything else. I suppose if I was to go up to... In fact, beef isn't used anywhere. Meat stew. Is meat stew the best? Here. So, categories. Value categories. So, sandwich is the best. Meat stew is the best one there. So we would have meat stew. So beef could be used for that. And veggie stew. But I mean, really, I was just going for the highest valued item, wasn't I, in each one? So, in food, it was sandwich. It's grains. It doesn't do it by item, which is a little bit weird. I suppose we could have red food as well and do a meat stew. But not right now. Obviously, that's not something we're doing at the moment. What does meat stew require? It needs cooked beef, potatoes, carrots, fuel. So it looks like eggs are used in protein shakes and cakes, and that's it. Okay. So I need to turn them off. I didn't think about that actually. That's that was a bit of a mistake on my behalf. I didn't think about it would be picking up other things, so yep, so we picked up stuff that we desperately don't need. I need to be able to turn them off. I mean, I can manually trigger them, that would be fine. I've got no other way of building any other drop-offs up here. I've realised I've made this quite it's spaced out very well, but it's not in a fantastic location. It's yeah, it's going to cause a few little problems, I think. Especially if I want to put in other food, but we'll come to that later. We'll come to that. Anyway, I need to get these off of this loop here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to temporarily put in 2 sorters there. Let's say you are going to be set to beef. Not going to be linked to that. You are going to be set to eggs. Okay, and I'm going to... I can't disable the sorter because it would re-enable anyway. So if I'll get rid of the sorter. That's what I'll do. Boom, like so. And then I'm going to put a rail stop in like that. Then I'll do that. That'll push all my carts along there now, and hopefully what will happen is they will come along, meet one will turn up here, and we'll go, it can't go down. It can't go down because of the way I built the rail system. Right, okay, oh. Stop. That's absolutely fine. Right. So you are going to be set to meat. You are going to be set to fish, to eggs, sorry. And I realise I can still link these all up and then just turn off the rail stop. What should happen here now is the carts with eggs in it will go down. Will drop off, but can't drop off because there is no space to drop off into. That's kind of typical. So let's very temporarily do that. I built that one wrong. I built that one wrong. Yes, I did. Right. Okay. So. That was a mistake. Right. So you go to that, you go to that, you go to that. You are going to be an AND function. I realise they're not needed now, but they will be. 0. Okay, and then the wool, which is this one here, is going to be covering that. It is used there, but in places where it's not used, then it's not gonna work, obviously. So, okay. So, did that get rid of all the beef out of my system? It did not. We've still got loads there, and I'm not sure this can hold that much more beef. Might have a couple of beef going around in our system we don't need. Yep, there we go. You are now full and can't do anything. You've got all the eggs out of the system and are just feeding around. I can't do that here because I don't have anywhere to put the extra beef. Got a few eggs, carts come around still, that's fine. Right. Well, I will do that. And you are going to store beef. Okay. Okay. Right. So then remove that one. We can fix that system in the future. That'll be fine. Okay. You're going to weave there and just drop off your beef into that one there, which would be awesome. Okay, you're going to connect to that now. So if you're empty, go along. If you're full, carry on going up, because there's no point in you going down. Milk is not being used at all because we have no flour, apparently. Why do we have no flour? What's wrong with our flour grabbing? Has that gone wrong? I think it may have. Right, so we're going to get a couple of... We're going to get a lot of leather grabbed. Unfortunately, see that's another issue. That's another issue. We're going to get a lot of, like here, see, we've now got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 220 leather has been grabbed from this barn into the system because our leather temporarily went below 20. I need a way to stop that happening, because we need a way to just basically say that if a cart has grabbed something, there's no way of knowing whether it's in the system or not. There's no way of knowing whether that cart has gone over. Yeah, I don't really know how. I suppose with the other system, at least, when a cart went in, although the other system would have still allowed maybe about half of that into this. So there has to be a way to set this so that they don't go nuts like that. And I'm thinking perhaps a timer. Because we don't want this to happen. We don't want this many carts to come along and grab 200 leather, completely empty that leather barn, put it in the system, when the leather storage over here only has room for, well, a tiny amount. Unless I change this up to have 2 barns here, which is something I was playing with the idea of here, having 2 barns. So it would have it could pick up that many and drop off that many, because it'd be fine, and then next time the barn drops below 20 in there, it would go and grab another 200 and come and drop them off. Which would work, but I'm not convinced it's a great idea to do it that way. The other way I'm thinking of doing the timer lock and trigger, and saying that when a cart passes this trigger on this rail, we toggle the timer for, say, 30 seconds, and no other carts can come down here for 30 seconds. Which would work, I think. I think it takes a bit more than 30 seconds to get round. But it would work because it would have less in the system, but then if there was a high demand for something, it could cause problems. I think having the dual barns is a better way of doing it. I think that's going to be a desperately better way of doing it. So I put a barn there, to hopefully empty that barn out in time for any of those leather ones come along. I can always stop them. 3, 2, 1. There we go. Right. Then I'll let that go a little bit more. Remove that barn. Move that there. We'll put in a barn. Oh, I can't do that. So I'm going to put in a barn. Oh, that's annoying. I'd like to put in a barn there and there. I could use silos, couldn't I? I was going to store 100 goods though, and that would be more than 100 goods. But I think I do actually need a barn. I just don't like the fact that I can't make them central. Doesn't matter. Does not matter. Okay. In fact, you know what? Let's give it a go with silos, because that looks odd to me and I don't like it. Oh, we can't build a silo. Why can't we build a silo? We need a forge. Let's build a forge then. Let's put a forge down here. Oh, okay. Let me do that again. Hold on. Let me do that again. Is the silo now locked in? Yes, it is. All right. Let's put down a forge because this is new. So if I put down a forge, boom, it didn't pop up. It pops up with a window telling me I had a new building, which was cool. But I skipped over it by mistake. Oh well. Oh well. Right. So if I put in one of those and one of those, like so, that would mean that we don't need grabbers there anymore. You are going to be linked to that instead, and you are going to be linked to that instead. So if you're under so much, you do this, and if you're over so much, you do that. I actually would like to raise up the outputs on them. It may seem a little strange, but I think I would much rather have the outputs in the air so that I can get a cart in between them to get access to these barns, because that's where the drop-offs are going to be. So it just makes more sense in my head to have that sort of thing there. Grab it. Bum bum. Right. Dokie. And you're still linked. That's absolutely fine. You're still doing your job. That's fine. I am going to turn off my grabbing of milk and grabbing of so I'm going to set this to be true if it is less than 0, which should never become true, because you can't get less than 0 in a thing. So yeah, that should always remain false. Okay, so here we go. So you're going to dump off those. Right, and unfortunately you're full, and we still have... Oh! Well, that was a mistake, wasn't it? Yours supposed to be full? Yes. Yep, I didn't filter them. That's my own mistake. That's my own mistake. Oh well. Oops. Right, so I'm going to grab another wagon. And, so you take walk there. hopefully we can empty that one there. I'm going to turn off that grabber so this one gets emptied first. Right, and we still have some leather in the system, but it can now store a lot more. It does grab sort of 200 a go though. That's still a bit of an issue. Maybe we don't want that. Oh, what's it grabbed now? What's it grabbed now? We've grabbed all the wool, haven't we? Yeah, we've grabbed all the wool from there. Nah, we need barns. We need barns. It's not going to work with silos. We just end up with too many things in the system at once. We can end up with more than 200 in the system at once. Maybe a timer is the way to go. If the system asks for it, it can come, but only once every 30 seconds. I think probably going to be how it is. So let's put in some timers, shall we? So, okay, oh no, 30. But how would I trigger that? I would require a toggle block, I think, as well. I need an agent trigger and a toggle block. I'm not convinced that's going to work, because I would need the toggle block and I need an agent trigger, and I'd have to go, if a cart comes over, then toggle that and toggle the timer, and then the timer toggles the toggle block again. The drawback to that is that if a second cart was to come along, it might cause problems with it because it would flip the toggle block. I also would need a failsafe for it, so I'd have to have actually an inventory sensor over here saying if you had milk, then toggle it, because it's possible a cart will come down and not be able to grab anything because there's no demand for anything. No, I think it's going to have to be barns up here. Instead, these two are going to have to become barns. Really not sure how to deal with that. I think for the minute I'm going to deal with it like this. Off those, and we'll empty that into that barn, and that barn can empty into there. Then you also need to empty that barn. Right. Yeah, I think this is the only way to do it. The only way to actually get it working properly is to have barns here, so that the pickup is, the drop off is as heavy as the pickup, capable as the pickup. unless I was to go and put silos down here, for instance, then we've got a limited 100 pickup and a 200 drop off, or 100 plus whatever these store 10. So technically, there's 210 milk in the system ready to go. And it's possible for the system to pick up a lot. Yeah, I'm really not sure on how to do this, if I'm honest with you. That's going to go there, and it's going to bug me that it's not in the center, but I can fix that by making it look a little odd. But yeah, oh, and you are going to be set to wool before I turn the train stop on. It bugs me because now I've got to move these to line them up and get in the centre, but for now I'm just going to leave it as is, and it will be fine. Right, you can now go. What you can do is actually you can take leather out of there, in that barn there temporarily, so that we can get this sorted. We're using our milk. We have used all the milk up, but we still need flour. Flour is the problem. Are you still triggering the leather? You are triggering the leather still. That's why we're still getting more leather in the system, because this is false, which does make sense. So set that to 0. Means that is now always going to be false. Means our leather pickup should remain false. Awesome. Right, milk we need to set to true for a bit. So get a bit more milk in here. We're getting flour, which is good. That means that's working. And as I said, by having the drop-offs high, I'll move this one as well. It means my carts can get to these barns if they need to. If I need to grab something, like for instance, I've dropped things in the wrong place. Up here, there's milk in the wrong place. There's milk in the wrong place. Take your milk and put it in there, please. Okay, we'll set that back to 0 then. No more milk coming from the system. We've still got it there. The barns can, the carts can get behind and move things round. So, because I make that mistake quite often, not filtering my barns properly. Right. And I will move these, I reckon. Yeah, I reckon I will. Not right now, but I probably will, because just to be in line, because I don't... It looks wrong. It looks wrong. It's fine, I know it's fine, but it looks wrong. Okay. So, you're not getting any animal feed. Why are you not getting any animal feed? What's wrong with that? You're not getting animal feed because I'm an idiot and for some bizarre reason set up inventory sensors there for drop-offs. Saying only empty carts can come down here, and that's a pickup, not a drop-off. Okay. You're less than 100 equals true, which you are. So, would you like to toggle? That would be great if you would, please. Okay, yes, and then being set to 100, that means that all the carts will go down and feed the first one, and then as they come and grab the others, they won't. I've messed up on the chicken as well. We don't want chicken in the system, but I've turned that on, so now we have a way to get chicken here. Oh dear. So I need to set you in chicken. Right. Many mistakes were made changing stuff over. Many mistakes were made. Go there, and before we do anything, you're going to be set to the correct thing. Leather, yes. Okay. Okie dokie, and you are going to set to there. I'm going to leave it on 0 for the minute because I want to empty that barn out there. That will feed what it needs to. For some very bizarre reason, you've managed to get loads of cloth in you, which makes sense because you've probably requested cloth. Let's turn off that. In fact, I think I... Yes. Yeah. So, yeah. That was a... Remove that stop. We don't need that stop there. Okay. So you're taking all the milk from there. That's fine. You're going around with leather. Okay. Where did all the chicken go? Right, we have chicken. What? Oh dear, what was I thinking? We do actually have a use for chicken. And I don't know what I was thinking there. Okay, that's fine, right. So you're producing what you need to produce, and that is working. You're working, you have now run out of milk, which is awesome. However, you now have loads of cloth inside you. Which is a problem. Now, the other issue I've got here is that for some bizarre reason, we're not getting the coal because I didn't put any grabbers on here. Right. This episode is clearly going to be titled Many Mistakes Were Made. Because I've been a right idiot and keep making mistakes everywhere. Think of those up, so if we do get anything with stuff in it, it goes round. Chicken is required, so chicken's fine and sorted. Leather is getting into there from there, and then we'll re-enable that stop. You can come and help with the leather, speed the process up a bit. No, you can't. You don't let that out to there, please. Thank you. What the hell are you doing? Okay. Right. I think I'm going to build a road down here. Oh, that's... Ah, yeah, of course you have to go around because... Right. Okay. Okay. So, I'm also going to change this up. To, I think. Does that work? Yes. No, that would not work. Okay, go right. What the ramp, please. Okay. Right. So there we go. There we go. Right. So we're getting stuff going. The coal will be coming. This is working. This is working. This is going slowly, but it's working. Our leather is going. That just basically allows my carts to now travel freely amongst the place. I'm going to leave that tree there, so if they've got to come, they've got to go around. Just as a bit of a stop. And there we go, the leather is out. Right. So, okay. Okie dokie, right, so that means we can turn that rail stop back on and we can set that to less than 20 again. Right. Okay, I am confused as to why I'm getting lots of empty carts coming around now. Surely there's a demand for something. Probably not, because things are just going slowly. Cheese, we have a demand for cheese. We have no milk, which is a problem because I kind of need milk for the barn. Or cloth. Take cloth and put it in there. Okay. Why are you going around? Why are you not going that way? What? What? Oh, because you can't. Because you can't. Right. Of course. Of course. Right. There we go. Okie dokie. Right. 1, 2, 3. Them. Right. There we go. Now our carts can get underneath. That's fine. Right, and coal. I'm impressed. I am thoroughly impressed. There is leather in our barn. Also, the rail stop here is the wrong way around, which explains why no coal was ever being picked up. Many mistakes were made. All the mistakes were made. All the mistakes were made. However, I think that is where we're going to have to call this one to a close. I've just been mucking about changing things up and discovering things that should have left it. I should have left it. But now it is kind of working. So yeah, it's a bit better. I think what I had here for the sorters was that if it's not empty, it can go down. And if it is empty, it carries on. Otherwise, we've got all the carts coming down here. In fact, there's no point to having this rail here at all, because that's... So, yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to say, if does not equals empty. In fact, you know what? We don't need that. We don't need that at all. What we need is to just say you are going to be animal feed. Which, for some bizarre reason, I keep going straight by. You are animal feed. And you are animal feed. And then if a cart comes along that's empty, like this one here, it will just go, carry on. Because it can't go down because there's no animal feed. So, anyway, we don't need the factory logic for that. Right. Okie dokie. So, yeah, let's move this barn around, and then we will call it a day for this episode. We'll be done. Yeah, I said another episode where not a lot's happened, and I am sorry about that. A lot has happened, but not really progress. I've just been changing things up and doing things which is sort of required, but isn't sort of stuff I could have done off camera. But I've always kind of thought that rather than do anything off camera, I'll do it on camera, and then you'll see the mistakes I made, and then hopefully you won't make the mistakes yourself. That's kind of the idea. You'll see. Because a lot of times people will do things off camera and they'll be like, oh, this is how I changed it, this is what I did here, but they won't show you that actually that's the third version of it, because this is the second or third version of my train system here, so they might have missed out the middle version, which you then might be, well, if I did it that way, and then you'll see why it works but doesn't work. Yeah, no, we've still got a whole system here where it's just going to grab far too much milk. Maybe I need to put in a longer timer there. If I did 10 seconds, then allow the carts to get... Well, it wouldn't have as many carts grabbing milk as it is. Because right now, again, we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 14, 16, 18, 20, 200, 220... See, this is asked for under 20. This was on 0, and it's managed to fill all that line up there and fill up to 150. So I think I do need a spacer. I need a stop my carts there. Either that, or I drop down to just having 10 carts on this line, so it can only ever pick up 200 goods. Which does mean we'd just get a big influx of like milk and then an influx of leather and then, but nah. What I really desperately need is to figure out a way to say, hey, if you've grabbed some milk, there is milk in the system. But then I need to wait to know if you've dropped that milk off, which I could have ironically done with the old system. We'll figure it out next episode. So next episode will be a bit more logic. I'm going to fix this so that it can only grab 1 cart of goods at a time. So if it's under 20, it will top up by 20, and if it's still under 20, it will toggle it again. So it will pick up a cart here, pick up milk here, it will go along, and the system will say, nope, there is milk in the system, and then when it drops off the milk, it will say, aha, done. So, yeah, we'll figure it out in the next episode. So, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this one. I hope to see you again next time, and until then, as always, have fun.